Good morning. So nice to see you again for mindful yoga. So get seated in a comfortable position, legs crossed, sitting on your heels, legs extended, sitting on a cushion for some height if it feels good. And just let your eyes close and immediately drop back. Just immediately moving away from the external world and focusing inside. Just beginning to take a few deep breaths. Exhaling fully. Relaxing the body. The mind quiets down, beginning to align with the present moment. Be mindful of every breath you take in and every breath you let out without trying to control the breath right now. Just feel your natural breath. Anchored in the process of the body breathing. As we align with the present moment, we remember our intention to release struggles. And we're reminded to withdraw from our external world and replacing all those things with other things to focus on, our breath and sensations in the body. And using the power of concentration to remain in this place so we are undisturbed by whatever might come up. Letting go of any competition in our minds with ourselves. Just relaxing into feeling and being. Let the shoulders be heavier. The muscles around the eyes softening. The brow smoothing out and the jaw loose and relaxed. You might want to open and close the mouth a little bit, shake it out. Feel yourself grounded in the sits bones, the lower body very relaxed, and the upper body relaxed but lengthening up as the shoulders come back and down. Sensing that the body can relax fully. Let's bring the hands together at the heart center. And please join me as we chant the sound of Om. Inhale deeply and extend up through the spine with that breath. Exhale fully, let all the breath out. And a nice deep breath in. Just feeling the vibrations. Deepening our awareness of the body and the breath. And lowering our hands slowly to the thighs. And with your eyes closed or open, please slowly come down onto your back. Let your knees be bent and the feet wide on the mat. Let the knees just fall into each other. If that doesn't feel right, then of course find any other position that feels good so your body can settle in. Again, just following the breath in and out. Notice the quality of the breath, the depth of the breath. And for a moment, just notice how you're feeling physically, if you have any discomfort or some issue in the physical body you're dealing with. You're feeling tired, energetic. Today we're going to honor our body for where it's at. Not trying to achieve anything or change anything. And beginning your 3-part breath, breathing into the belly and all the way to the top of the lungs. And on your next exhalation, empty out fully, drawing the navel back to the spine, and get that sense of the pelvic floor contracting with that exhalation. When we exhale fully, we activate the core muscles, the abdominal muscles, and the pelvic floor muscles. You might not feel that, it's very subtle, but we'll take advantage of that because we know that's happening. So on your exhalations, really let out all that breath. Feel the navel pull into the spine and pull up on the pelvic floor. And inhaling fully. Maybe you can hold that tightness for a moment as you inhale. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do that. And exhaling, once again, reconnecting with our core muscles. We need these strong core muscles for balance and to keep our upper body strong, our low backs. And just continue those full, long exhalations throughout your practice. Let's bring the feet closer together. Feet about hip width apart, closer to your body, your heels a little closer to your body, preparing for bridge pose variations. So we're going to press into the big toe mound and into the hands. And we want to stabilize the pelvis with those long exhalations, the low back into the mat, and keeping the chin a little bit tucked so the back of the neck is long, shoulders on the mat. And again, pressing into the big toe mound and the hands, we're going to take a deep breath into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And exhale, drawing the navel back into the spine as we slowly lift the hips, curling the tail underneath. And inhale, lowering down. And moving with your breath, exhaling, lifting, and inhale, lowering. And you can choose to lift up the whole spine at once or one vertebra at a time, whatever feels right. And you can continue in this manner or perhaps raising the arms up overhead as you exhale and inhale, lowering down. Any variation that feels right for you this morning. Lifting. And you may, as you lower, you may want to lower the hips, keep reaching through the fingers and lift the head and chest. Take a little bit of a crunch. Again, exhaling fully. And again, lifting. And again, maybe reaching. You might want to interlace your fingers behind your head for support, whatever feels right. We'll do one more after this one. And one last crunch if that's what you're doing. And go ahead and lower down and let your body relax. We can tuck the knees into the chest, let them come out wide and circle the knees. And let's go the other direction. Keep breathing. Feel the stability of the core on those exhalations. So we're keeping the upper body nice and steady. And then we'll release and bring the knees above the hips with the shins parallel to your mat. We're going to bring the arms straight up, a variation of dead bug pose. We've done this before in other classes. So now we're going to, again, stabilize the core by exhaling fully, drawing the navel back into the spine, keeping the upper body steady on the mat. We're going to inhale and extend the right leg and the left arm. So we're alternating arms. Reach through, keep the core steady, and inhale, come up. And exhale, left leg, right arm, and coming up. So we're using the core to come up as well as come down. So pay attention to the core, keeping it steady, and feel the work that's happening there. Nice, smooth, easy breaths. And if you're needing to take a break, please do so. We don't want to overwork the low back. And you'll know when that happens, maybe your spine is shifting out of alignment, it's working too hard. Good. Last one, wherever you're at, finishing up. And release. Lower the arms. And let's extend the right leg up towards the sky. Left foot on the mat. Interlacing your fingers behind the right thigh. Inhale. And again, exhale. Draw your navel into the spine. Connect with the core as you draw that leg up towards your chest. And we can rotate the ankle here. Let's go the other direction. Whatever feels good here, maybe pointing and flexing. And we're going to slowly lower that right foot at the same time, picking up the left foot, using our core here to make that switch. Lowering the right foot to the mat, interlacing our fingers behind the left thigh. And again, inhaling, flexing that left ankle, and exhale, drawing that thigh in towards the chest. And again, rotating the left ankle, keeping the core stable, the spine in alignment. Full exhalations, drawing up the pelvic floor at the end of the exhalation. And reversing directions. And then point and flex, point and flex. And then we'll bring the right foot up to meet the left. Bringing your arms down by your sides or out to the sides if that feels better. Again, exhaling, connecting with that core. And we're going to take another breath in. And as you exhale, drawing the navel back and lowering one leg slowly. So we want to keep the upper body stable. So keep the low back into the mat. And you might not lower very far. We're going to inhale back up. And exhale, lower the left leg. So if the low back is getting, or if your core is getting fatigued, then your low back is going to be affected. So just stop when you need to. And switch from one leg to the other. Using our core to raise and lower the leg. One more on each side. Unless you're needing to stop, please do. Inhale, coming back up with both legs, and then we'll bend the knees, coming into happy baby pose. You can bring your hands behind your thighs or on your calves, ankles, or maybe to the outsides of your feet. Your tail, remember, reaching towards the end of your mat. The chin is tucked, shoulders on the mat, ankles above the knees, however you can. And exhaling, gently drawing the feet straight down. And you can rock a little side to side here if that feels good. Just loosening up the hip joints. And we're still breathing deeply. And then we'll inhale and lower the feet to the mat. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees, and you can do that with either crossing the ankles and rocking back and forth a few times and coming up to sitting, or just come up to your hands and knees. And then making our way up to tabletop pose. So finding your tabletop position, aligning everything, shoulders over the wrists, hips above the knees, knees and feet hip width apart. We're just going to begin with some cat and cow to loosen up and warm up the spine a little bit more. So we're going to inhale, lift your tail, moving through the spine, nice and strong. And exhale, tucking the tail, bringing it underneath, dropping the head down. And continue on your own, moving through the spine. You can add your Ujjayi breath to our Dirga Pranayama 3-part breath. And coming to a neutral position. Keep your fingers spread nice and wide. Again, drawing the navel into the spine so the belly isn't sagging down. We're going to alternate with our balancing cat pose. So we're going to reach back with the right foot and forward with the left arm. Inhaling and exhale, lower down. And inhale the opposite side. Inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Inhale, reach opposite side now, and exhale, lower. Inhale, reach right arm, left leg, exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen the other side, exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm, left leg, exhale, lower. And this time we'll reach right arm and left arm and hold for a moment or two, breathe. Drawing the navel into the spine, activating your core. Reach through that right heel, the left fingers, and take another deep breath in and exhale. Bend that right knee, bring that right knee to the left elbow. Squeeze out the breath. Inhale again, repeat that. Reach and exhale, squeeze and tuck. Inhale last time, reach and exhale, tuck. Release the left hand, the right knee, and we'll come to the other side. Reaching right arm, left leg, nice and long, and exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Release the knee, the hand. And let's widen the knees, toes touching, and sit back in child's pose. Resting the forehead on the mat or on your hands. And just let the breath flow freely. Relax here. Let go. Or Ujjayi Dirga Pranayama here, breathing into the low back, feeling the expansion with your awareness. And on your next inhalation, we can come back up to tabletop pose. Preparing for our downward dog. So rather than having the shoulders above the wrists, we'll walk the hands one hand distance forward, a little wider on the mat, and spreading the fingers nice and wide. And remember, you can always come into puppy pose or stay in child's pose, whatever works for you. We're going to curl the toes under with those hands pressing firmly into the mat. Don't forget the thumb and first finger, the base of each finger are really rooting down, gripping the fingertips a little bit so there's a little bit of a cupping in the palms. We're going to squeeze the upper arms towards each other so the arms are nice and strong here. Take a breath in and exhale, lift the knees off and shift the hips straight back. So keeping the knees bent, focus on lengthening through the spine here. And you can begin to bend one knee and then the other, pressing into one heel and then the other. Continue to reach through the arms, sending the hips back. Head and neck relaxed. And then coming to a steady downward dog. Take a breath in and we'll bring the right leg straight up, lifting from the inner right thigh so the toes stay down towards the mat. Keep reaching through the arms and back through that heel. Inhale, come way up onto the left toe, look forward and bend that right knee, bringing the foot between the hands, coming into a lunge. We'll lower the left knee down to the mat and inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Take your time getting here, inhaling. And we'll exhale, lower the hands, continue that exhalation, bringing that right foot back and coming right back into downward facing dog. Take a breath or two here. And this time inhaling the left leg up, lifting from the inner thigh, reaching back, arms are long. Relax the head and neck, your jaw. And then inhale, come onto the right toes and step the left foot forward. You can lower the right knee, grab your ankle, and then lowering the right knee to the mat and sweeping again the arms forward and up on an in-breath. And exhale, lowering the hands and continue that exhalation, bringing the left foot back again into downward facing dog. And inhale, coming onto the toes, gazing forward and slowly walking your feet towards your hands, towards the front of the mat. Coming into a forward fold or rag doll, just let your upper body hang forward. Notice your toes, maybe spread them out nice and wide. Root down in all four corners of the feet and feel the arches lifting a little bit. Sending energy up your legs through the pelvic floor and letting the tail lift up a bit. The head and neck fully relaxed. You can hold opposite elbows if that feels good. And then just hang, relax, and breathe. So give those knees a nice generous bend so the pelvis can tip forward and the spine can come forward as much as possible. And bringing your hands onto the floor in front of your toes or blocks or your shins, come up halfway in Ardha Uttanasana. Long spine. And exhale, release back down, forward fold. And bringing the hands to the hips, elbows in and pressing back. Lift your head and chest, bending the knees and pressing into the feet, coming all the way to standing. And rest here for just a moment. Let's roll the shoulders back and down. And it might feel good to bring the arms out and up and just rotate the shoulders this way. Nice wide opening. Keep breathing. Good. And again, at the front of your mat, bringing the hands together at the heart center, gazing forward, smooth, easy flowing breath. Let's take another breath in, bring the arms straight up overhead, preparing for sun salutations. Lift the chest, press the hips forward, firm down into your feet, lift your gaze, and exhale, begin to fold forward with the hands through the heart. Hands down on the mat, next to little toes, dropping the head down. And inhale, bring your right foot back, and then your left foot back, coming into plank pose. Shoulders are above the wrists, reaching back through the heels, drawing the upper arms again towards each other. The back of the neck is long. Inner thighs reaching up towards the sky, the back of the head reaching up. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, you can either keep your legs straight or lower your knees to the mat. Inhale, the tail lifts if your knees are on the mat. Exhale, bending the elbows as you slowly lower the chest between the thumbs. Straightening out the legs. Hands on either side of the chest, elbows pulled back and in. And inhale, lift the forehead, the chin, the chest, coming into a low cobra, or watching your low back and maybe coming a little higher into an upward dog. Again, curling the toes. Inhale, come onto the knees, and exhale again back into downward facing dog. Breathing steady. And inhale once again, walking our feet up towards our hands, the front of the mat. Hanging forward. Hands on the shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Hands on the hips, bend the knees, inhale, slowly rise. Bringing the hands to the heart. Soften your face, follow the breath. And we'll repeat that sun salutation once more. Inhale, extend the arms up overhead. Lift the chest, lift your gaze, gently press the hips forward. And exhale, begin to fold forward, gazing at your hands, hands down on the mat, drop the head down. And this time, inhale, step back with the left foot, and then the right, coming into plank pose, body is straight. Arms are strong, fingers spread wide, and again, knees straight or lowering the knees to the mat. Inhale, lift your tail if the knees are down. Exhale, slowly lower the chest between the hands. Straighten out the legs, elbows in and back. Inhale, lift forehead, chin, and chest. Low cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Inhale, lower, curl the toes. Inhale, come onto the knees, and exhale, up and back once more. Downward facing dog. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And we want to get really long in the spine, so feel as though you can create a little more length in your armpits. And the hips can come back even more as you lift your tail up towards the sky. And again, inhale, coming onto the toes, looking forward, and slowly walking the feet to the hands. Hanging forward, spreading the toes, rooting down, dropping the crown of the head straight down towards the mat. And this time, lift the head and chest, bend your knees a little more, and inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. And exhale, the hands to the heart. Deep breaths. And opening the eyes, lowering the arms. And again, please come to the front of your mat. We're going to prepare for Warrior Two pose and add a few variations to that. So stand with your feet hip width apart, please. Standing tall, bringing our hands to the hips, elbows in and back, lengthening up the spine as we press down into the feet. And take a nice breath in, shift to your left foot, and slowly raise the right foot off the mat. And on exhalation, slowly bring that right leg straight back behind you, lowering it down and turning the right heel back and straightening that front leg for a moment, checking your alignment, your feet distance, make any adjustments so that left heel intersects the right arch, the right toes turned in part way. torso in this direction. We're going to inhale and press the right knee back towards the pinky toe as we bend the knee. So the knee's over the ankle. Tuck that tail underneath. Inhale the arms out to the sides. Warrior two. Breathe. Gazing over the left shoulder. Reaching equally through the front and back of the heart. Shoulders stay relaxed. The left knee pointing towards your left pinky toe. Breathe deeply. On another inhalation, breathe in deep. And exhale, we're going to bend the left elbow and place the forearm on the left thigh. Inhale the left arm up toward the right arm, up towards the sky. And bring your right hip back, your right shoulder back as you press your left elbow into your left thigh. Lifting off that left shoulder. So we're really reaching up through the right fingers, pressing firmly into the outside of the right foot. The leg is strong and long. And you can stay here or bring that right arm alongside your ear if it feels good without the right shoulder coming forward. If your shoulder's uncomfortable, you can sweep the arm forward and up. Whatever works, and opening the body here. Breathe deeply. And take another deep breath and exhale, spiral forward, lowering both hands to frame that left foot, turning your right heel back so you're on the toe, coming into our lunge pose. The right hand stays on the outside of the right mat. And we're going to bring the left arm forward and up. Draw that outer left hip back, soften your right elbow and bring the right shoulder back and down. Breathe deeply into this pose. So you can hold this pose, you can lower the right knee if you need to, or you can come right out of the pose. But I have another challenge if you'd like to try. We're going to see if we can come into side plank pose from here, wiggling the left foot, heel toe out to the side. And you can stay here, coming onto the outside of your right foot in a modified side plank, or you can bring that left foot to the front, in front of your right, or stacking, whichever works for you. I'm feeling a little wobbly today. Lifting the hips up, pressing them a little forward, and take another breath, and exhale, lower that left hand. If your left foot is to the side, bring it back, lower the knees, and come into child's pose. Reconnecting with the core, reconnecting with breath. On your next breath, or when you're ready, please come back to tabletop pose. Curling the toes. Inhale again, coming into downward dog, or if you prefer, puppy pose or child's pose. And again, coming onto the toes, walking forward. Again, coming to the front of your mat. Inhaling halfway up. And exhale, releasing down. And inhale, hands to the hips, elbows back, press into the feet, slowly come up. And relax. Again, reconnecting with breath. Reconnecting with stillness. Very mindful of this experience. Whatever is happening mentally, emotionally, or physically. And again, check your feet that they're hip width apart. Nice and secure on the feet, pressing down, extending up through the spine, preparing for warrior two on the other side. Bringing the hands to the hips. And take a deep breath in, shifting your weight to the right foot, bending the left knee, lifting, a little balance here. And exhale, stepping straight back now with the left foot. turning the heel back and coming upright. So check your stance, straighten the front leg for now. Right heel intersects left arch, right toes are directly forward, left toes turn slightly inward, torso facing forward. And then begin to bend that right knee, pressing that knee towards the pinky toe as that right buttock scoops underneath you. Left leg is nice and strong, torso is vertical, not leaning to the right. Inhale the arms out. Again, reach equally front and back of the heart. And as you exhale, gazing over the right shoulder. Legs are strong, knee pressing back, knees directly over the ankle. Upper buttocks are down, pulling the tail in and lifting the heart. The ribs lifting off the pelvis. Deep breaths, Ujjayi Dirga Pranayama, anchored in the breath with sensations. Take another deep breath and exhale, bending the right elbow, placing it on the thigh and pressing that knee back with that arm. Inhale, raise the left arm straight up, lifting out of that right shoulder so we're not slumping down. And begin to bring the left hip back, the left shoulder back as you press the right knee back. Not letting the head come forward. Keep the head in line with the spine. And staying here or bringing the left arm alongside the ear. Reaching from the outside of that left foot, that left leg is really strong, and reaching through the left fingers. Keep that tail tucking underneath that right buttock, the right knee pressing back. And take a deep breath in and exhale again, lowering the hands to the mat, coming onto the toe of that left foot. And bringing the left hand to the outside of the mat and bringing the right arm forward and up. Pulling that outside right hip back, pressing into that left heel. Keeping the left shoulder back and down. Thorough deep breaths anchored in the breath and the sensations in body. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, lower your hands to the mat. And again, maybe if you want to keep your right hand to the mat, you can, or maybe keep that right arm up and begin to heel toe that right foot out to the side. Coming onto the outside of your left foot. And again, side plank, either here or bringing that foot further back so that it's in front of the left or stacked. So this is a little challenging. Side plank. However you choose to be there, bringing the head back, pressing the hips forward, left shoulders back and down, and take a breath in wherever you are. Lower your right hand, knees come down to the mat, and again, let's sit back in our child's pose. Deep breaths to, again, expand the low back. To relax the shoulders. And when you're ready, take your time. Please come back to tabletop pose. Or stay in child's pose for a little longer, because we're going to come into another downward facing dog and then come back to standing. Curling the toes, walking the hands one distance forward. If you're choosing to come into downward dog, spread the fingers, squeeze those upper arms towards each other, grip the fingertips. Take a breath in and exhale, lift the hips up and back, reaching through the arms. And again, inhaling, coming onto the toes, looking forward, and slowly walking up to the front of your mat. Let your body hang forward. Nice deep breaths. Shoulders getting heavier. And this is a time when you can allow your shoulders to get closer to your ears. It might feel good to sway side to side. Just feel the heaviness of the upper body. Face is relaxed. arms, hands. And inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower. And again, inhaling, bending the knees, hands on the hips. Inhaling, slowly coming up. Release your arms to your sides. And just feeling for a moment here. And now we'll come to wherever you are on your mat is fine, but we're going to balance. So we're going to bring our feet together or a little apart if that brings some instability. So you want to have a sense of humor with your balance. We're going to do a little bit of a challenge in our balance today. We're going to combine 3 together. So at any time you need to lower your foot, just go ahead and do that. Whatever variation works best for you, that's what you want to find. So feet together. Standing tall, pressing down into the feet and extending up through the spine and crown. And again, on your exhalations, connecting with your core. The stronger your core is, the stronger your balance will be. So we're going to shift our weight into the left foot. Stand tall on the left leg, bend your right knee. You can stay wherever it's right, maybe here, or maybe you can bring the knee up and interlace your fingers at the knee. You can stay here. Remember, use your core here. Press strongly into that standing leg. Or you can keep your left hand on your knee. Keep your gaze soft on one point, bringing the arm forward and then out to the side and then behind you. And you can send your gaze wherever it feels right. You can stay looking forward or maybe turning your gaze to the right. This is where it gets more challenging. Stay tall, keep your core strong. And then inhale, slowly come back with that arm. Slowly release that leg down. If you need to touch your foot onto the mat, that's fine. Otherwise, keep it coming back behind you. And take a hold of that foot if that's available, or the pant leg, or whatever you have available. Bringing the left arm forward and up. Pressing that right foot into the hand. And again, you can stay here, or as you press that foot into the hand, that knee begins to come up, not out to the side. It comes straight back, lengthening, lifting the heart as if you're in a cobra. And maybe as you exhale, hinging forward. You may not come anywhere, that's absolutely fine. Remember, we need a sense of humor with our balance. Gaze is soft and forward. Deep breaths in and out. Keep that foot pressing into the hand wherever you're at. Keep the heart lifting, squaring the hips. And inhale, slowly begin to lower that leg. Lower that left arm. Oop, and I'm falling out. And then bringing that right knee up. And if it's available, placing that right ankle on your left thigh, bringing the hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to bend the left knee. As if you're coming into a squat. Keep that right ankle flexed. Deep breaths. I have a little issue going on with my left ankle, so it's affecting my balance, but I'm just breathing with it, letting it be as it is. And inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, lower that right foot and maybe shake it out. And when you're ready, again, stand with your feet together or a little bit apart. Spreading the toes. And shifting our weight into the right foot, the right leg. And slowly bringing the left foot up, wherever that feels right for you. Keep the gaze soft and steady, core strength, focusing on it, maybe holding that knee. Pressing into that foot, getting taller, shoulders back and down. And again, maybe keeping your right hand on the knee, left arm forward, and slowly bringing that left arm back. Sending your gaze slowly with that if it feels right, very challenging. And inhale slowly or bring it back. And exhale, beginning to lower that left leg and bringing it back. And taking a hold of the inside of that left foot. Knees stay together. Inhaling the right arm up, palm facing in. Inhale, lengthen, press that foot into the hand. You may not be here, just be wherever you are. If you're here, you press the foot into the hand. And as that knee comes back, the hips begin to shift forward or begin to hinge at the hips. Keeping that knee down so the hips stay square, lifting the heart, breathing. And inhale, slowly release, lowering that left foot, lowering the right arm, and maybe lowering the foot to the mat, or just bringing that left ankle onto your thigh. Hands again come together at the heart, very challenging. Take a breath in, keep that left ankle flexed, and exhale again, beginning to hinge forward, coming into that squat. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, lower that left foot, release the arms, and just shake it out, let go. Letting go of any need to be perfect. Just be. Let go, relax. So we're going to widen our feet, about as wide as your mat. And we're going to prepare for palm pose, palm tree pose. So with this pose, we're simply going to begin to shift side to side or turn the body side to side and let the arms just hang like coat sleeves, empty coat sleeves. And you can let them come higher up towards the chest if it feels right. And then you can lower them. And just let your head and neck relax. You can raise and lower the arms however feels good for you. And then slowly release. Step the feet back together, close your eyes or soften them, just feel. And we're going to come down onto our mats. Come onto the back. Again, the feet wide on the mat, knees bent. Take some breaths, let the knees fall into each other. Feel the breath coming back to natural, slowing down. And take a deep breath in. And you can either just let the left knee fall over to the right, or maybe both knees come over to the right. Deep, smooth, steady breaths. Inhale, come all the way back up. And exhaling now, this time again, the right knee just comes in, or maybe both, over to the left. And inhaling, coming back up. Maybe tucking the knees into the chest for a moment, circling the knees. Maybe a small massage on your low back. And then prepare your body for Shavasana, extending the legs, arms out to the sides. Reach through the heels and then relax the legs. Roll the shoulders back underneath you. Maybe lift the chest, bring them underneath so the arms are relaxed, shoulders back. Lift the head, tuck the chin, lower back down. We want to align the head and the neck with the spine. Take those deep breaths, release from any remaining tensions. Give yourself this time to let go fully. Whole body resting on the floor, held lovingly, so you feel safe to completely release the muscles. And the bones melt into place. Belly soft. Movement of breath getting subtler and subtler. And just keeping our awareness right there with the breath. And the subtle aliveness that we can feel in this body. And stay as long as you like in Shavasana. Or if you're coming out, just take a moment again to feel your body heavy, relaxed, breath. And take a slightly deeper breath into the belly. And again, reconnecting with your core, this physical body. And then wiggling the fingers and toes, bending the knees, reaching the arms up overhead, lifting the feet off the mat, drawing the thighs into the chest, and then giving yourself a nice hug. Drawing the tail towards the end of the mat, tuck your chin, press your shoulders into the mat, lengthen the spine. And inhale, raising the legs and arms up towards the sky, rotating the wrists and ankles, or shaking it out. And then bending the knees, lowering the feet to the mat and coming onto one side in fetal pose. Resting your head on your upper arm. And just feel this lovely pose, curled up in your center. And slowly pressing into your hand to come up. Keeping the eyes closed, keep that connection with yourself. Come back to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. Hands resting on the thighs, tall spine, alert and attentive but very relaxed. Feel the shift from how you felt when you started to how you feel now. And maybe there's no difference, but it's likely there has been a shift. Sitting tall, we'll bring the hands again to the heart. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale fully. And please take another breath in. Join me as we chant the sound of Om. Inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May you be well, peaceful, and happy, and may all beings be well, peaceful, happy, and free from suffering. Jai Bhagwan. Jai Bhagwan. Thank you again for joining me for Mindful Yoga. See you next time.